So boys, we got the new Ragnarok chapter leaks for the main series, the conclusion of Okita vs Susanoo. At least that's what the leakers told us would be happening last month. In fact, the fight is still going, the end did not occur. Therefore, did we get lied to, or is there some other issues going on? I'll go over that soon. Apart from that, we have chapter 3 of the Apocalypse of the Gods with some very interesting reveals in regards to that. So when it comes to the context of this chapter and what we mostly get, it seems like at least half of it is going to be Okita Tsuji flashback, which as I broke down in my previous video was more so required. At this point we've gotten everything we need for Susanoo when it comes to his character and flashback. We hadn't received really anything apart from a few panels for Okita, therefore getting at the very least half a chapter dedicated to that was pretty much expected. However, based on some of the stuff we've received for the flashback in these leaked panels, it seems like it's far more interesting than originally expected. Getting portrayals of Okita's inner demon somewhat, at least that's what I gather from this panel. Whether this is Okita's like crazy demonic side, or maybe his like sword talking to it in some regard. It's also a possibility that this could connect to his Valkyrie, which we don't have outright confirmation of in these leaked panels. If we don't get the Valkyrie reveal this month, that's going to be quite concerning. Some people are saying that this is the Valkyrie helping him control the inner demon, or at the very least something like that. Looking at the panel itself, it looks very much like Okita, but the demon and regular self, but the hair and some aspects are slightly different, so it could be related to the Valkyrie, and personally I do hope it is. But the whole fact we're getting an in-depth look at Okita's inner demon and that actually being a part of his character is pretty cool. But before I go over the other stuff when it comes to the continuation of the fight, let's go over the issue in regards to the leakers claiming that the end of round 10 was going to occur. So this dude on the Ragnarok subreddit revealed that the leakers claimed this due to the preview placed by the authors at the end of the previous chapter, something most authors do for manga in Japan. A main example I remember from the past where they would hype up Naruto villains such as Pain, saying he's the strongest of all, and debaters, for example, will use that preview statement to argue Pain is stronger than some other character, etc. It seems like here they were trying to build up further anticipation, as the previous chapter, if you guys don't remember, concluded with Susanoo landing this direct blow on Okita, with the preview statement being used to question, is Okita really down? Has Susanoo won? Is this the end of round 10? Rather than outright confirming that round 10 will be concluding next month, just building up mystery around what happened after this blow. Meaning it's pretty much just a misinterpretation from the leakers part that was spread around the community, I guess, which is, yes, unfortunate, but mistakes do happen. I'm glad this guy clarified all of this. Absolutely goated legend. Also pointing out that the length of this fight is actually the longest so far in Ragnarok, looking at the release schedule, which as we know is due to some of the chapters being dedicated to the whole Odin and Buddha stuff. We had the reveal of the round 10 fighters, and then we would cut back and forth to the other stuff and then back to this, which to me, as I broke down in a previous video, does take away from the fight itself and overall enjoyment, but the last few chapters have definitely been a big increase in quality and overall hype. But now let's go over the other reveals when it comes to the continuation of the fight. A lot of people were of the perspective that Susanoo's final blow in the previous chapter had actually taken out Okita's arm here, but we get it outright confirmed and shown in these leaked panels that that is indeed not the case. Bro does look more badass now that he's all bloodied up, getting into, I guess, his final stance, which does bring me to believe that we are going to have the conclusion of this fight very soon, considering the current state of Okita, but he's not injured to any major degree where he will be limited in this fight. But we do have something that is a little concerning and unfortunate to me. Susanoo begins crying, which I imagine is due to Okita being capable of fighting, giving Susanoo what he's wanted his whole life, that crazy 2D death fight, finally facing someone who's on his level. But if we're being realistic, Susanoo honestly needs to stop glazing Okita. Ever since the original chapter when they both walked out, he's been glazing non-stop, and it is getting a bit too much. Yes, I enjoyed Susanor's flashback and made a whole video pretty much praising it and giving respect to Susanoo, explaining how he's different to really every other god, but the endless glazing is getting a bit too much, particularly when you look at the most recent few chapters where Susanoo has virtually been dominating, overpowering Okita, but I feel as though, considering he's actually crying here due to Okita being capable of still going, and of course the final panel of the chapter, this one here, it seems like Okita domination with that inner demon, and hopefully that Valkyrie will be taking the lead and likely winning the fight, the most common prediction. But I still have faith, I'll mention it in every video, every stream, still praying for that draw, Okita's heart blowing up or something while cutting off Susanoo's head. Who knows? I doubt it's going to happen, but we can only hope. And now, before I go over the crazy leaks for chapter 3 of the Apocalypse of the Gods, welcome to this mysterious land of fighting manga, including many videos on Record of Ragnarok. Subscribe for more, with a playlist being created for all my videos over the years. I believe there's close to 200 Ragnarok videos on the channel now. So Ra is absolutely overpowered. I'll be making an updated video talking about the recent chapters and the greatness of Ra, but in the chapter 3 leaks here, this is the state of his opponent Kukulkan. Yes, it looks like a possibility that Bro has faced defeat and Ra has won the first fight. I don't believe we have 100% confirmation, but Bro is toasted as said here and it does not look good. And if I'm being honest, if this is the conclusion of round 1, I honestly wouldn't mind it. Going into the release of the Apocalypse of the Gods side manga, a lot of people, based on the portrayal in chapter 1 and even some stuff in chapter 2, were of the belief that this guy was actually the protagonist of the manga and that he was going to get some author biased and win the tournament due to being, as I said, the protagonist, defeating Ra, who's being portrayed as a chief god caliber fighter, someone on Zeus's level, etc. But him losing outright after pretty much 2 chapters of fighting would be absolutely sick and would build up Ra as a monster that he's actually being portrayed as within the story. Apart from that, we're getting a lot of the Egyptian gods shown, which is very interesting considering we also have Anubis fighting in the future of the main series. I wonder if we're going to see Ra part of the main series watching Anubis fight, or all these other Egyptian gods. It is an interesting approach to reveal more stuff about that pantheon in a side manga rather than the main before we get the chance. And if both fights are potentially taking place at the same time, if it is continuing or something along the lines of that, will that cause issues? I'm not too sure how they're going to handle that moving forward. And the other leaked panel we got for the side manga was 2 of the other gods such as Indra and Nezha, I believe, praising Ra with his insane power. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Check out the official partner of the channel. Shout out to these members, the absolute mad lads. Playlist coming soon. That's it guys. Peace.